Everybody, welcome back. So I've come on to do a birthday card today, and it's for a special friend, and we are actually going out to lunch later. So what I found, she likes decoupage and she likes purples, pinks, lilacs. So I thought perfect idea to use this Carnation Crafts Fervent dye. And if you go over to Carnation Crafts website, you can download free vignettes, or I think they're called vignettes, or reflections. I'm not sure which one. So first of all, I've started with a base card of 5x7 in Silken Weave white. Then I've got another Carnation Craft piece of card in this nice kind of sagey sort of green colour, I'd say. And then I've got another piece of white Silken Weave, and they're all in increments, just 1/4 of an inch smaller. So 5x7, 4 and 3/4 by 6 3/4, and 4.5 by 6.5. If you're interested, I've also got this little banner from Craft Addictions Dies. I can't remember the name of the actual die set. And also in that die set you get these different tags. You get lots of different tags and things, and you also get dies that emboss into the card. So I've embossed this happy birthday into there. So I cut it out first of all on, I'll just start gluing it together. I cut it out first of all on just copier paper, and then thought, no, we need something a bit more sturdy. So I then cut it out double on copier paper, and because obviously I'd printed the reflection out onto copier paper. So I then put that on top of some thicker card. It's actually a card I use for mixed media things. So I did that, and then I decided that I would glue them on just to make them a bit more sturdier, but I will use the first one I did, which is on the copier paper, as my base. So just getting that in, gives it a nice border all the way round. Now I did make a commission card for somebody. It's actually a friend of this friend's whose birthday is today, and I used the same thing, but I made it a sort of oval shaped card with some other dies from Carnation Crafts, and apparently she still has it and she put it into a frame. So I was like, wow. So what I thought I'd do is I'd pop that just on the side, would have happy birthday there, and maybe add some gems. So I'm just going to pop this down first as my guideline to putting the rest of the pieces on. I do like these. I do like Carnation Crafts dies and things. They are nice. They're always so pretty and just nice. So now I've got stuff all over my card that I don't really want on there. So let's just pop this down. So I'm just going to kind of, I think, just pop it on there. Very pretty dies. Don't know if I've put enough glue on that bit, but hopefully I have. So I'm going to just get a wee block so I don't get the sticky fingers all over the base. And that sort of helps just to get it in place. Oh, that's fallen off. That's a shame. Let's just reattach that just on there. That's better. Put that down. Right, so got that in place, and then as I say, I cut this out in with some card on the back. So what I need to do, because if I don't glue it, it will just come off. if I can get to this, she says. Come on. Here we go, it's coming, it's coming. So what I need to do is take this off and then glue it back down again, which might be hard with some of these really teaseled bits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on to this bit because it's easier. There's a few bits I need to poke out here, which I'll do. So this friend that I'm meeting is a friend that I've been friends with for a very long time. I think we've been friends for 40 years, which is a very long time. I do have a very good friend down in Somerset who is a friend of mine from when I was 5 years old. So that's like 54 years, which is really loads of years. But she did live in Scotland when I was younger, and we were little neighbours, so we played with each other and had lots of fun, and we kind of lost contact probably in some of the 20s, the years of the 20s, when you perhaps go off and do a lot of other things and all that, but more or less stayed in contact throughout all that time. And I saw her just recently this year after coming back from the Isle of Wight when we were on holiday, so that was really nice. Hadn't seen her probably for about 5 years then, or maybe a bit more. But so yeah, it's nice I like to have, I've got quite a lot of friends who have been part of my life for a long time, which is really nice. So this is a bit tricky, isn't it? I should have probably glued it onto the paper first, then die cut it out. That might have made a bit more sense because it's so fiddly diddly. And that glue grabs quite quickly, but we'll hopefully get it in place in a minute. And if we don't, we can always cut these bits off, which I'm thinking I might just do, and then we've still got it up the back here because that one is quite fiddly diddly. So let's just cut a few of these off because I'm not quite getting them lined up. That's not quite lined up. Let's just go around this wee bit here. Just cut that because I don't want to see that white kind of papery bit here. And I'm just going to go around here as well, just to cut these off because we've got that in the background, so that will help. And I put that down, so that's fine. So just cutting a bit of these off, I think, because they're quite fiddly diddly, and I didn't think about that, did I? Very well. Oh well, sure she'll like it anyway. Right, let's just cut these bits off as well. Make sure that's a bit, I think I'll just chop this bit off too because it's not quite lining up. Now there's a few bits I'm going to have to poke out, which is fine. And I think I'll just cut that one off as well. Now, right, so let's get rid of this stuff, rid of that mess. Now, so let's get the pokey tool, because there's a few bits here I'm thinking can get a bit here, I think. Or is it there? This bit here. And I think there's a piece here. Or is it there? Perhaps it's there. So let's just see what it's like. So we might just have to cut this bit in here because I do want to keep a sort of thicker bit here. I mean, this is a friend who likes my handwriting and she gets me to write her cards sometimes for her. Which I think is hilarious because I'm like, this is my own writing, this is how I write. And she's like, but it's good, I like your writing. So it's so funny. Sometimes I suppose I just take my handwriting for kind of granted because that's the way I write. But she thinks it's great. Do you fancy writing? She'll say. And I'll say, no, it's just my normal writing. It's not fancy. Funny, isn't it? How suppose people who are maybe not very creatively minded perhaps think that way. Right, anyway, enough about me and my writing. It's not what this video is about. It's about making a nice card for a good friend. Right, so I think this bit here's a bit, it's a bit cut, a bit more cutting. Can't really get into that. Right, so let's just see if we can pop this on. Like so. Now it has got a few of these white bits, but oh, that'll be okay once it's covered by some what do you call it, extra bits. So I've got this photo glue, which is pin flare gel glue. Now this is a good way if you don't want to use what do you call it, so if you don't want to use like foam pads on the back of your, I mean, a lot of people use foam pads because it's less messy, but with this glue, if I can get the lid off, this glue you can actually move things about a wee bit. So if you can just put like a blob on there, come out a blob here, and this obviously heightens it as well. It just means if you've popped it down, you're not quite happy with it, you've got that manoeuvrability. So that's all. I do like using it. You can use this with like a cocktail stick as well to move it about. So I'm just going to kind of curve it slightly and just place that on there. Obviously this takes longer to dry than it would with foam pads, but you get that dimension already on your card. So you can just pop that down like that. Now I've got some under here. Right, so I've got the same problem of these because I put them onto the paper, but it won't be quite as difficult to put these on because they're just small pieces. So let's just get these on. She says it won't be as difficult, it's quite fiddly. Where's my tweezers going? Hiding under this pile. I've got such a pile, unbelievable. Right, so we've got that one, and that can just get a wee curve on it just to kind of make it look a bit more, so that can go wherever. Then we've got another couple like that. I think that's just one on its own, is it? So I tell you what, I'll come back once I've done this. Right, so I've done that, and I've also put this happy birthday onto a bit of green. So I'm just going to pop it on down flat first, and then we can add the rest of our decoupage pieces. So can I either have it that way for a change, or just go there actually. That's straightish. See? Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I've got these pieces, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this glue on. And I've shaped them very slightly, so I'm just adding to these pieces here. So I just cut out 3 of these because I thought 3 would be enough. Just to get over. So just onto there, roughly. That's fine. And then I've got another one, which I'm going to pop on the top here. So, go. And you can start to see that dimension coming along. And then we've got one of these, which we're going to use as well, if I can find my tweezers. Sometimes better to do it just with your tweezers. Come on, off you come. So just kind of actually popping that in there. That bit. That's fine. Yeah. And then I've got a couple of the smaller ones, so I'm going to just give them a wee, just a bit of a shape. Like that. Now, that one's got a bit of the outside of the white, so I want to take some of that off. There we go, that's a bit better. So I could also just put a blob on here as well. And pop that on top of here, like that. I want to get it kind of in under this, that's better. And this one actually might just move up a bit to the bit there. Just to hide that, that's better. And then I've got another one for here. So I'm just going to do the same, just give it a wee shape like that. And I'm just going to put this one on the back because I'm just going to insert that into here like so. Now this didn't get much of a shape, so I'm just going to take it off and just kind of shape it and then pop it back on. So that's the beauty of having the pin flare photo glue. You can, you know, move them about and do stuff like that with them. Just whereas if you're just using pads, you don't have that flexibility to do that really. Now I have got a piece here. I'm wondering if I could just chop a bit off of this and just fit this in just here, because there's wee bits you can just chop off. Now this one will need to be glued onto the backing because I didn't do an extra one. I should have. So once I get this on, kind of cover that up a bit. It's quite nice just to sort of do that if you can, because I think we need a bit of coverage here on that bit where it's just there, where the sort of two stems kind of meet. So just here we go, and what we'll do is I'll just put a bit here. That's going to be a very small bit really. She says putting a big blob on. So I'm just going to come in there. That just kind of covers that area a wee bit and makes it look a wee bit better. And this one I'm not too happy, it's too flat for me. So I'm going to put another blob and I'm going to just kind of do that with it. That's better. And then we did still have this wee bit which we could actually just put in there. So I'm just going to cut away a bit here because I don't think we need that bit or that bit. And then obviously I need to glue this together as well, and then we can be finished. And I hope you've enjoyed it because that's just something different to do. I do find sometimes I get so fed up of doing the same sorts of things. It's sometimes just nice to do this sort of thing, because I think probably this was the first thing I kind of did in my card making was decoupage. So yeah, it's just nice to do something a bit different. Oh, says she throwing it away. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as I say, you can use this with a cocktail stick, but I don't have one on the desk, so I didn't use it, and that's probably far too much, but we're just going to kind of pop this in here as well, like that, and that'll just sit there. So, hope you've enjoyed watching. That was my 3D decoupage card for my friend's birthday. It's very, very pretty, I hope you'll agree. So I don't know if you still get this particular die set from Carnation Crafts, but I mean, because I've had this for ages, like I mean years, so I mean, you might, if you pop over to their website, you might still be able to get them. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please do let me know your thoughts, and I'll be back very, very soon. Thanks so much. Bye for now.